My quest was not always to be a police officer. I literally was talked into it by a friend to apply. Just within a few months later, I'm getting calls and getting recruited. In May of 1992, I started the police academy. From those early days on patrol to holding every rank in this department, I've had the distinct honor of serving this community in so many capacities. Every assignment, every promotion has been a new challenge and a new opportunity to learn. So when I look back on those 33 years of my career, I'm flooded with so many memories, all of which shaped who I am as a leader. I was actually a sergeant intel when 9/11 occurred. And so we really shifted our goals of being informative and putting out special information and all of that to being even more proactive when it came to terrorism and intel and partnerships with our federal agents. That position right there helped me build those relationships and helped me to learn how to manage major events and major incidents that really continued throughout the rest of my career. I also look back at my time as a captain and a major in 2012 when we were hosting the Democratic National Convention. I was a big advocate for license plate readers, and I kept stressing the fact that it's more than just stolen vehicles. It's a lot of intel that we can use for criminal investigations. I was given the green light by then Chief Rodney Monroe, who said, let's do the fixed cameras and prepare for the Democratic National Convention. We ended up putting about 95 license plate readers across our city, having that feed into what is now the Real-Time Crime Center. And just to see that where there was skepticism about the success of license plate readers to where now it's one of the first things you look at during a criminal investigation. It's used by just about every single agency in the country now. In 2020, when I was announced that I was going to be the chief, and then all of a sudden, all the unrest happens, and it was just horrible. And the first thought was, what have I gotten myself into here? Law enforcement was on the forefront of everyone's topic back then. We are a noble and admirable profession. One string of incidents that happens across the country should not reflect on the entire profession. When I realized one day going through a Chick-fil-A drive-thru, just the interaction of those employees, how they made me forget how stressful everything was on that particular day, even if it was just for 5 minutes. And that concept to me was, why aren't we doing that on the police end? We ended up speaking with a consultant on customer service and building our own plan within CMPD. We encounter people every single day that are having their worst days probably sometimes in their whole life. And we have to somehow look at that as a fact of my actions with this individual is going to be reflective for probably the rest of that person's life. When I say that we're the best agency across the entire country, I mean that 100%. Other agencies will tell us the same thing. Chuck Ramsey is kind of the godfather of modern day police chiefs and commissioners. That Chuck Ramsey made a comment, if you want to know who does it right, you need to go visit Charlotte. And I think that's probably the most flattering thing that you can say about an agency, that he has felt that strongly about how great our agency is. The Pretrial Integrity Act was of utmost importance to me. I was really tired of seeing violent criminals walk right through the doors of the jail when we processed them and then get right back out. And then we're arresting them again. And then you'd have these incidents where the individual that you arrested had been arrested 25, 30, 40 times and had never been held accountable for many of those crimes. And so my discussions began with the district attorney and Spencer Merriweather and I, and back then Chief District Court Judge Elizabeth Trosh. We all worked together. It took over the course of several weeks, and came up with a draft of what a Pretrial Integrity Act, which takes away that ability for a magistrate to set bond for someone that committed one of these violent acts, and also someone who is currently out on pretrial who gets rearrested should not be allowed to set bond without having to go before a judge. We started lobbying. We kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and thankfully it was a bipartisan push and we were able to get that passed. and I think it's made a difference in our criminal justice system. There are so many accomplishments I'm proud of, but the true pride I carry isn't about any single program or initiative. It's about this badge and what it represents. I'm so proud of the work of the men and women of CMPD and what they do every single day. I'm retiring with the deepest sense of pride. When I look back at my career, I leave knowing the future of this department is in excellent hands. The good thing about Chief Patterson is she has experience as a chief in Raleigh. She also has experience here in Charlotte. So she's going to be able to combine what she knows with Charlotte and what she learned in Raleigh. But, I always say you have to be true to yourself and lead based on who you are. You know that you're never going to make everyone happy. I always put the department and the profession above any one individual or any one group. I could not have done this job had my family responded differently to what I do. They knew I loved what I did, and so they were very amenable to everything that came with the job. Their support is what really got me where I am today. They knew the sacrifices of this job, and at the end of the day, I think that they are appreciative on my end that what I had to give up to be successful in this career, and then also what they had to give up to allow me to be successful in this career. I'm excited about the next chapter. I've never been one to say, oh, I can't wait to get out of here, I can't wait to retire, but I do know that I've given 110% everything I have to this agency, and I'm really excited about the freedom that I'm going to have and not live by the cell phone when I'm off duty and off work. Hopefully sleeping through the night a little bit better and to do a little bit more fishing and maybe get out there and play a little more golf. So I want to be able to spend more time also with the family and travel a little bit. Serving as police chief has been the biggest professional privilege of my life. To the community of Charlotte, thank you for your trust, your support, and your partnership. To the dedicated men and women of CMPD, serving alongside you has been the greatest honor. Thank you for your unwavering dedication, your sacrifice, and for serving your community each and every day.